collated. Now, with what they have collated, no, they also have their results. Even leaving the parliamentary aside, because parliamentary, you know, they claim that they have won 140 seats more, which they were saying that they will contest to make sure that all the 140 seats they get it. But aside that, with Omankasansomo coalition, based on the pink sheets which is available to them, no, the presidential result is not as the EC has declared it. And, you know,
the truth of the matter is they have themselves to blame.
How, why?
I'm saying this because in 2012, that is the same mistake INPP for year. I don't echo opposition because a commander said, "Oh, employee, pulling agent." Excuse me to say, in quote. I wouldn't say you're incompetent, but if you employ police agent, you're competent enough. Then the language is competent enough. They are competent, but not competent enough. This is the outcome of it.
Sir, because Obia won you to me. Yes, you know, Ebia Nani Pano, okay, now to say, Nipo Modio Mokotana, I say, pulling agents. Most of them, Nanka, and Yahona wasn't okay. Because
so and say this particular elections and even elections per se, no, we deal about figures. And then dealing with figures, as you rightly said, say almost pink sheet in this one. The figures that they had on the pink sheet is different from what the Electoral Commission declared. And you can't blame the Electoral Commission. You can't blame them because from the regional offices nearby, you know, I think that one will be. Initially, before I said other even stations, about 10 or 11, near 13 regions at Diaba. 13 regions, Diaba, no. Voter region, results if you buy, apart from NDC candidates, no, none of the other parties' agent or a sign yet, will be a sign. And then if assuming, say, MPP be claim, we say voter region figures, you manipulative figures now. Ultimate emblem me, and I want to blame will be because your agents were there. But the only advantage that they have, they say, on that regional people they buy, no member from the NPP, NDP, PPP, CPP, GUM, any sign yet.
Why didn't they sign?
And also, no, I'm coming there. Osha pink sheet I said the returning officer they be easy one. If you don't sign, you give reasons why you are not signing.
That is why I'm asking. So if you've not signed and there is
and
no reason,
any reason, don't blame the Electoral Commission.
You don't have anyone to blame.
That is the same way. If they are talking or they are complaining about Ashanti region more rep assign the only region that NDC rep didn't sign was Eastern region. And Eastern region they came out clearly with evidence, video evidence. Except these were the figures that they had. And when the electoral officer over there, or the returning officer, was announcing the results, political parties in they recorded the woman on tape. They have a video. Except these are the figures that we all had. And if they are claiming, say, the figures has been manipulated, they are right. Which, per the figures that they had, NPP has been increased by 22,000. And this in has been increased by 16,000. And the increase will be added.
No much chegu so
I say what day say obi ansuma so obi ansuma as to say a year mistake from the Electoral Commission from the returning officer and no me unti be blame me. The only humble advice and the hard truth I make a change this if one say and come no more omuntwa asem we so if they prepare themselves very well. Look at the 1 million margin, over 1 million margin and another in 2016 this year no. Vote or the Premier saying.
May I sure say probably nunti na ebi nso aha omo bebre no because omo hu ne say ebi anka margin ye me fan say na 1 million ni and omo su over let's say it's about some 300,000 votes bi anka be come anu atum but this situation the margin now is just about 500,000
yes.
And they claim say in Ashanti region it's about some 300,000 bi akoka East India kakra bi abeka ho some other places nso has been massaged until not just say if that is the case there then if they are able to get all those numbers deleted, then the verdict is going to be different.
Are you too late? Because elections are won at the polling center. In 2012, what goes in 2012? That is the same mistake MPP for. Almost so a pink sheet we are seeing in Abaye. And when you and I were not there, in the face of the pink sheet, that is when we started hearing those words, those English. And it was stated to them say elections are won at the polling centers. And so what now you have every right to contest results and say
at the polling centers.
At the polling center say meaning to mo. But so would you to mo now would the open say paper so now we sign. Affirm your signature on the paper there. You have no one to blame. You need to blame yourself. Good.
Whatever that is on the paper.
That is the hard truth that NDC as a party are refusing to understand. And now, if they are blaming the media, I don't agree with them.
No, but blaming the media, no, I also don't agree with them because the media is supposed to work with figures from the Electoral Commission. And you know, the figures that are at the Electoral Commission, that is what they give us, and we also work with it. So I don't think the media is to be blamed. But
it's a very quick one. Maybe, apart from say we're working with the figures from the Electoral Commission, most of us, and I see new correspondent from other polling centers. The question I'm asking is, a Koba say in their presence, almost to say media has been reported say, one polling center, NPP 50,000, NDC 1. And the figures in the NTSA.
No.
No more say be crumpers, almost say baby sir, what did they do about it?
I'm sure listening to their press conferences, the reason why they are blaming the media is that fine, media, we work with figures from Electoral Commission, no two ways about it, but they have raised concerns. So why is the media not probing into the concerns that they have risen, so that if there is any truth in what they have said, then it can be brought out?
The media is not probing into those issues because on Wednesday. Time on BCG, the Electoral Commission office, there are some other media houses for they run for their life.
If so those media houses, almost say they are the ones that are forefronting the whatever. I mean, who's say cheating or whatever that they claim against them.
They are alleged cheating.
They are alleged that they claim.
The question I'm asking is, in 2012, those media houses, I'm projected winner. You projected, they don't project it. Did the person win? Did they go after those media houses? In 2000, like this is not the first time NPP winning elections, and this is not the first time NDC losing elections. NDC won the elections in 2008. They won in 2012. This same media houses, they projected the people as the winners, and eventually came out as winners. And say I'm open, and we are working with figures that we get from the Electoral Commission. It's a figures number. Now see a tablet figures say okay. Per the figures that we are getting, we project say they didn't declare. They said we are projecting. Their projection might be wrong. Per analysis, per the report that they gathered from the various polling centers, per the report they gathered from the various regional electoral offices, they put all together. And then we crumple. They didn't put to the extent say they are trying the figure from Electoral Commission.
And that's what I'm making.
The certified one.
That is what the Electoral Commission is always telling media. In as much as your reporters will give you something, but as a reporter at the results be ever. Now, the Electoral Commission also the need about. Obviously, you pick what is coming from the Electoral Commission because they are the ones that are certified to declare and answer to bring out results or whatever from the elections. And definitely, we'll pick that one. But their main concern is that in as much as we were working with Electoral Commission figures, we should have also tried to, let's say, give them the audience or probe more into when they claim there was something wrong, and that is what the media is not doing. That is what probably the issue they have, and blaming the media for supporting evil in quote as to how they claim it. But ninyina no omomasem ena in Ghana so no emra juma the court system is there say na naudi kaka no 2012 no ekobasa no court you and I were not the pink sheet.
Any idiot can go to court. That was a word that the general secretary.
No, but if okase any idiot can go to court, on say everyone or sabese chim so one say everyone that goes to court is an idiot, which is true. Na sabese frache any obi okoba papa and also
and the bottom line is they should contest their
Enra Omanpenny Dada John Dramani Mahama on also no two Franca Emma NDC Amayoko Ewo Abatua Etre Musisia and running central focus and area. Mama Yentie Nasam no Kakrana Fe yemra na yentoa so enra no em say anapa no general secretary any minority leader e kan be kasa ye em say wi no be 3 ni mu de kan e be kasa ye e na enwumre no so be no nkru mu e na omampanyi dada John Dramani
Mahama General Secretary of the party. No so I hold the press conference. 4 more, 3, 4 more.
Haruna, any Sami Jenfimo so Ebekasai no
they are Speaker of Parliament.
If I'm one Speaker of Parliament.
Oh, that is how they address Haruna Idrisu.
From the General Secretary, what I heard is majority leader in waiting.
Okay.
That is what I heard. Manti Speaker. I heard majority leader in coming, was a majority leader in waiting, whatever. But currently, no, he is the minority leader in Parliament. One politician. I liked him a lot. Oh, yeah. I liked him a lot because of the way he does his things. Or you're calm, or you're slow, but at least he knows what he is about. Entino momayentie omampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama nsema odi tu dwane bi na yembrases ya woni ya wotin abra ya yemrau mira na wasansuni ya ni daso abira ya baba
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ghanaians, my brothers and sisters. Allow me to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to you for your tremendous support, which you expressed overwhelmingly and convincingly at the polls. There's no doubt that Ghanaians from every region of this great nation of ours voted for change. And we did so in both the presidential and parliamentary elections. I'm a staunch believer in the experiment of democracy, the system of governance that allows the ultimate decision-making power to rest in the hands of you, the good people of Ghana. We, the people, who with an eye towards the future we would like for our dear country, elect representatives to go forward and realize that vision. Government serves at the choice, direction, and pleasure of the people of this great nation. And I have had the honor and privilege to serve my country in all levels of government. When in 2016, at the end of my first full term as president, I ran for re-election as an incumbent candidate, I respected the will of the people. I conceded, I stepped aside, and I set in motion a peaceful transfer of power because I understood that it was the will of the people. And if we are to progress as a nation, if we are to live up to the inheritance of our history, one for which people have paid the ultimate price, the sacred verdict of the people must be respected. It must be protected. It has been my pledge throughout my time of service as a representative to the good people of Ghana to do exactly that. And that is why I stand before you tonight, unwilling to accept the fictionalized results of a flawed election. My brothers and sisters, it is important to remember that the government that is in power controls all of the state resources and oversees all of the state's institutions. The line he treads between his loyalty to the power that is held by the people and by his own desire to hold on to power can be a very thin one indeed. We went into the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections with assurances from the Electoral Commission and the relevant state actors that it will be conducted in an atmosphere free from fear and that it will be fair, transparent, and credible. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. What we witnessed across the country from Monday, 7th December 2020, exposed a deliberate plan to manipulate and predetermine the results of the election in favor of the incumbent candidate, Nana Akufo-Addo, who, as so happens, controls all of the state resources and oversees the state institutions. Despite all of the ruling party's inducements, use of monetary enticements, and other such schemes on a scale never before seen in the history of this country, the good people of this country understood what was at stake, and it was clear as the results of the votes that were legally cast that the National Democratic Congress won the presidential and parliamentary elections. No amount of trickery, sleight of hand, or obfuscation will erase that reality. I'm extremely proud of our parliamentary candidates who have earned for themselves the title of giant elephant killers. We went into the parliamentary elections with a deficit of 63 seats. We made up for our 2016 losses, and we're now set to become the majority in Parliament. This historic feat, after only one term, demonstrates the strength of our great party and the strength of the mandate given to us by the good people of Ghana to lead. In respect of the presidential elections, the facts and figures available to us from pink sheets and other evidence that has unfolded across the country indicate that numerous steps have been taken to manipulate the results of the election in favor of the incumbent. This calls into question the credibility of one of our most important institutional pillars of democracy, the Electoral Commission. It is now obvious to many objective minds that the Commission and its chairperson have been used to manipulate results from the various constituencies and in that process seek to subvert the sovereign will of the Ghanaian people. My brothers and sisters, one matter requires special mention. The use of the military in this election is unprecedented in our history. Armed forces featured heavily as an intimidating measure to reverse election results, and they continue to be used in the same intimidating role to insist on recounts in areas in which the incumbent has lost, while arm-twisting election officers during these supposed recounts. We will not accept anything short of a declaration of the legitimate results. I said we will not accept anything short of a declaration of the legitimate results which point to an NDC parliamentary majority. My brothers and sisters, advisedly since the inception of the Fourth Republic, final election results have always been declared within a 72-hour period to allow for thorough and diligent collation. Surprisingly, this Electoral Commission chairperson announced quite suspiciously, and for reasons known to her, a hurried 24-hour deadline, which, as we all know, could not and would not be met. The chairperson of the EC, in less than 24 hours after her declaration, has admitted that she made unacceptable errors, which go to the heart of the entire electoral process and cast deep doubt on the credibility of the announced outcome. The Electoral Commission of Ghana has never brought its credibility to this historic low at such a crucial moment of election results declaration. In fact, the litany of irregularities and blatant attempts at rigging for a candidate is obvious and most embarrassing. Ghana has come too far in our democracy, in our transparency, and in our well-earned international reputation for free and fair and non-violent elections to find ourselves here, where we are in respect of this election. As has been announced by my party, the National Democratic Congress, we are unable to accept the outcome of the election as declared by the Electoral Commission Chairperson, Mrs. June Mensah. These results are flawed and discredited. When it comes to the parliamentary election, the NDC won a working majority of 140 seats. What has happened since the election has been a deliberate attempt targeting 5 constituencies of the 140 to steal and thus subvert the people's verdict. A closer look and detailed examination of the constituency-specific facts casts very dark clouds on our democracy. And allow me to speak in specifics so our claims are well known. In Seychelles, the results were declared without the content of one ballot box being counted. The parties had agreed that an issue of alleged overvoting should be referred to the collation center to be resolved. That ballot box mysteriously disappeared en route to the collation center. Nevertheless, results were declared in favor of the NPP candidate. In Upper Gentry West, the EC official deferred the declaration of the results because of alleged death threats. The results favor the NDC candidate, as has been confirmed earlier today. In Senate West, a ballot box was snatched and the culprit was apprehended. The seal of the NPP must have become dislodged in the ensuing scuffle with the culprit. That of the NDC and the Electoral Commission remained intact. However, NPP would not allow the contents of the ballot box to be counted and added to the lot because it would obviously favor the NDC. In Techiman South, the NDC won quite clearly, but for whatever unknown reasons, the military was invited. In the ensuing melee, 2 people were shot and killed by the military. 8 persons were injured and hospitalized. A 3rd person, who was one of those hospitalized from gunshot injuries, has now been pronounced dead. These are three Ghanaians who wanted nothing more than for their country to fulfill its promise of democracy and ended up losing their lives at the hands of the military that is meant to safeguard their rights as citizens. They include Abdallah Ayarik, 18 years of age only, and Tajuddin Al-Hassan, 39 years of age. The results have allegedly been strangely declared for the MPP, even though the EC chair claims to have left Techiman South out of her declaration. After an audit and review of our pink sheets, and I wish to announce that we have all our pink sheets signed. After an audit and review of our pink sheets for Techiman South, we can come.
Omampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama ena yekotie ne nsem no na kyese ensem a omampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama pa akire ni nyina ne se abato no omonso omayo coalition na ne omokeka bom no mahu se ne Mami Jane to abonten enya sakra ena etie enya sakra ena etie wo se na oye reference to Techiman de rehosem se obi akọ se minim se mato aba wo se Techiman de no na peculiar because according to sources no omo kind of 4 times earlier and 4 times in a comma NDC after kind 5th time they say akwa NPP so NDC for say they be antiase because ma kind of 5 times back up na akwa NPP then yen sign call recount biom into no yen call recount ya bre yen na face so jafo beti si mu adani nsem bebre ama nipa miensa afem ahwere mo
uti omampanyi dada John Dramani himself now they have genuine concerns which to some extent one say about say military dey or the buy you know sometimes I blame the sitting government okay say registration exercise in the time how akumsin ye nyina te de si waka so a what happened
nothing
ya antese ya chi obi ya antese ya jeli obi ana edo bi akoto cells
so if you do that election time in so to ekoho e ma media personnel bi kroja ne be create you
can and if you do that na ma obi o te nchen na wo feel say ne the security services no money aban nyina aye baako and a more treat you, which is very bad.
Sitting president, also no commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces Intelligence. But Biabaka say Yankobia and Yabeko, Niabaka see Yabiana and even if Crasa it can be some Ebi Crana and yes, Sana Osmo, but whatever they do, no, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. They have genuine concerns. But
their concerns, they have genuine concerns, which I support them. I say all those constituencies, they feel that they've been cheated. They have my support 100%. They should take it to court because it is high time. Now you say mentality in free. Say, I say you declare. Say you can't achieve my dinner. Near kind there 4 times. It went in favor of NDC. The band said one penny 4 days. Yes, I come NDC and one. The band said come NDC.
What happened? What went into it? I time no verdict.
And I saw kind of 4 times and no minimum 1, 2, 3 kind. You know, sometimes these are things objectively you can't acquire no. We are not in support of NPP. We are not in support of NDC. But we are facing reality. There are certain incidents and this for raising concerns. They are genuine and legitimate concerns.
Eastern region, there is a video to prove say na say no kai afebe do ya na baby before there are genuine concerns, but the genuine concerns means that you have to also go through the genuine
right process.
But when I was listening to one of Pennyphobia Okasa said, it is like I say the judiciary, no, it is like that is how they see it. I say money NDC for a issue
because the case
for case be uncle homa ebia ye no to ebin say Lucy Krana ebia say I say ya mom the needed attention that they wanted. It is like they don't really have faith in them in a way. Probably that is why they are taking the route that they are taking. But all the same, no. Abano menya sure say papers na yasheno. Menya sure say papers na yasheno. Yasheno and I say whatever. So Ghana, we can still go through it and still do the recount and make sure say obia akuma beto ne yem. Asundwe na yehwehwe about to understand e beto na e be ko ne yie e na yehwe. But there was one thing omampanyida da John Dramani Mahama kan ya. Da no kra yetna ha kan say EC commissioner electoral commissioner. I don't know why she said
for 24 hours declare results.
Because even Crampon send NDC for a Kogu electoral commission. Everyone in the country was anxious because also before the elections, okay, I said results will be declared within 24 hours. Yet to Abani 5 p.m. the following morning, and I will issue press statement say 5 p.m. you are going to declare results. Some aka krana 5 hours na so bibia delay a bit delay kakra. To be delay kakra there can be 30 minutes, it can be 1 hour. After ya train. Everyone was anxious. Then I said it was really suspicious. Then are they doing something to the results because yeah baby. Ukasa abano 1 week run abeba wona wo ye wadwuma obi amfa wadwuma Ghana for nyina ne de watena ho de but obi ntumi nhya wo say ye nti afa wo beka say 24 hours and truly 24 before 24 hours you should say yes you are good. Still by the 24 hours meaning say yes when the friend is so about to boabo and nice so and I say you had the results ready to declare.
According to NDC for no claim making when him say declare results no there was not just a single member from the NDC party. Oma some omo can say omo edin krama say omo can share former president Mahama say omo be den omo kufa message en command and don't for message in command na after the next minute omo te ya declare on TV but that notwithstanding the only thing I can say is say yen share a year etitafo no e wo both NPP and NDC especially with the youth Abdullahi John Jinapo okopiem e wo Yape Gusegua on the member of parliament for NDC. The biological brother, Samuel Abujinapo, on so Damango. Omunina and not two. They are 2 biological brothers. But we are one side. So, irrespective of our political affiliation, it doesn't mean say enemies. We are not enemies. And we should learn something from it. I remember say about 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, I check Accra. Now, Boniface. The Zongo minister, he was saying something. Say, politicians, he said he said or no the party co-position but on one can say in person on co-position that because say NPP as a party co-positioner he's got brothers in the NDC as a common no common China on the money be sounds sooner on no sooner NDC say NPP ba power no common na on the money so we as citizens especially we the youth we should think say about demonstration we should demonstrate against our leaders to do the right thing it's nyina na come on say MPP abaso yi no anaso mo san to aso yi no ade bi omo ye bia it's a clear indication MPs and ministers say lose your seat na that should tell you say nyina ye kase ye kan bomu ne are fighting against them fighting them in the right way we demonstrate peaceful demonstration peaceful demonstration
say etole bia na nipa no nim say oye onua de but hu say obi sisi wa na enibre eya but in as much as ufo say obi sisi no eno nkyere say you can take the law into your own hands to do the wrong thing as see there eya say when tua mu pa na ye de agya wa eya as see there eya entino but that doesn't also warrant
you say odem ran be show and somebody dey open
na mayen koko akrata mu
but a very quick advice to the MPs of Olusi sitting and the omo team retaining sitting it's a warning to them. Most of them are lose seat one according to Ghanaians we na mu ade omuye as citizens inyambo modia good your modia ko gina wiem e sunlight na yato aba na mo wi a omuye se ni pa mo fa ye hwe bi
okay
that is the reason why me according to research I know about majority of the MPs I but I will not do that. I say they lost their seat because they don't respect their people who voted for them into power after say we could do parliament no omo for when you
okay
omo for when you into MPP for no and they felt and the last time me can say I check right say omo system omo the elect omo parliamentary candidate no omo nsisa no so omo chairman Ababontin say they will look at it into the end this for they have 90% chance say the next 4 years omo win elections no omo 90% chance into no the SCBR no so me support you omo fan court
yes
omo fan court
they want to
not the right thing should be done because if you set a bad precedent it lead to bad precedent and eventually na the chaos and eba nti yem pese be set any bad precedent in the court the wedding kunimu no yem fa ho set party A and it is one party B net so yama emran enye adwuma se ne tie pepepe
say enran so no statement FEC office e by say results na Mami Jane
declare no
nana figures no being shadan tesa but per figures na enye sa no a o be correct ni nyina no according to them no it will not have a tone on the elections it will not bring anyone below the 50+1% na was nipa no enya no enu in as much as omo ye mistake there but after retracting or checking everything no it will not really change anything into no the results that they declared still stands with or without the mistakes ni ade na efi eba no mame fa daily statement and share e wa hanum say na daily statement no ukopie mu page 3 of the daily statement Peter Amewu begins construction of state of the art palace at I don't know if WLI na me born say Wuli
WLI Wuli
okay enti no ukopie mu say aba all concept for to aba no say hohoi na NDC seat and oya na adwen say obekwa koye adwuma na waje seat na fi NDC for nsem and oni omko kasaye na nsem so okan no so tomanfo ne ahemfo wasum ntino onyame ncha do medu 7 December no mko san line tin and omoto omaba and omode man no so okay amanfo medama se nyankopon ehira mo se mato aba na mame na se mato aba na mame ana medi nkunimu dia asama me share mobo se meye no meye enu ntino ode asoso akobo form se o si traditional council kese amomo maka so mbehu se yes omoba na omashada yi ne se onkom rahye bedwamu na onko gina omo anemu no na osan so gina ho ka kire omo se bobia o share omo enu ntino omo te ase eto aba ne man no obegina ne nan so na waye ni nyina ede ama omo government satisfied with margin of victory in Monday polls. Kwajo upon Kroma na can say, oh, I don't know, say 50+1 year the winning. nti kakra na yenya gu so no o ye ni age ho pa ye pene saa enu nti no aban eni age pa kwan a ofa so a owini ye ni dodo na odi ewini ye no so no de ha adwen kra se de ya Ghanafo a etro mudi so mbeto aba na ye chemu mienu a ba ko de do so chen ba ko no mo do so no ayi omo ne nko ade enu de omo ni ha obia Akufo-Addo appoint transition team and also story no ewo page 2 of the Daily Statesman. Emra ewo omanga na mu ha no ekire sese ye to abawia ewo se omampani a oteso no, that is a Transition Act 2012 Act 845 ewo se omampani a oteso no eyi nipa edunum a omo na se onu wodi nkunimo se wendi nkunimo ewo se yesa tototo niema na aban foforo na eba na ye de niema ehye omonsa enu nti no emra ema eho kwan se omampanyi no eyesa nti omampanyi nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo ono so no se ne emra ne kana waye ne sa pepepe na enra dai na Eugene Ahin a oye Director of Communications at the Office of the President or the ebetu dwa osesa foya omampani eyomi nipa obedi omonim na one omo edi dwuma na eye Mrs. Akosua Frema Osei Opare ono na CCA oye Chief of Staff ono ena edi omonim na nkrofo na eka ho no ebi ene yaw Osafo Mafo Minister Senior Minister Gloria Ekufu Ministry Gloria Ekufu Attorney General and Minister of Justice Ken Oforiata Finance Ministry, Ambrose Derry, Minister of Interior, Dominic Nitiwo, Minister of Defense, Shirley Ayoko Botre, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, and Hajia Alima Mahama, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. One who been so Albert Kandapa, Minister of National Security, Nana Dramina, Head of the Civil Service, Dr. Nana Ato Arthur, Head of the Local Government Service, Dr. Janet Ampedu Fofie, Chairman of the Public Services Commission, Mrs. Mercy Deborah, Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Joshua Chreme, National Security Coordinator, and Mr. Henry Wood, Acting Chief Director, Office of the President. Sanipa edunumi ena omampani eyi omo se omo hwe no montutu bibia na enkrata bia wo so omo boaboa no ne wo so omo churoturo mu ne wo so omo ye bibia no monkeka ni nyina emubom sane be ya on the 7th day of January say yes swear the new government in even though the sitting president they are re-elected they say yes swear the new government in transition team no so no omo be ye omo adwuma fefefe na bibia ato na akwam na okopiemu story back I say NPP grabs 137 seats, NDC 136 seats. Formina MP Senate West to decide majority. Formina MP yenina yenim se oye obi ananka oye MPP mrashe bedwani ano gina muma amanfo a ewo formina and omoko primaries no na Olusi primaries so Olusi primaries na he had consent say bibi anshada anko ye na Olusi ye na oye na adwen say da bi me nim say me manfo do me manfo ne makasa ama o ma kire mu say me na mo pɛ me say e wo say me gina amana mu ti say NPP for mama me kwan ama ma anko ne na me ankasa me kwakɔ gina content kro na mako ama me manfo and MPP for so said there be so yes sir na chesa sa wakoye prodigal son bi sa no so yes sir ye be you Efrim e man krata e ko parliament ne ade time oye na adwen say okɔ content kro na ye yi ni din efi ho ma ne seat ne kra na ye declare no vacant because say minua eba ne wa na ye me wo fast na sisi asa onye minua ba menim wo ba bia enu ntina ma ye yi no efiri ho eno ko gina content kro na ne ampa so ne manfo eni ne hwambo ene ye to abai ma no na sisi a obeye emrahye bedwani nanso no onyina party bia afa na akohwe se ne nema akwakoyi ana chese kame ya akoye te se ni ono ebeka no ebe ma nema asesa e wo mrahye bedwam efiri se according to electoral commission the results omo de aba out no NPP enya 137 seats ena NDC enya 136 seats Senate West de no ejina ahwa yeguso a eka ho asem enti no say ya to no na say ekoma NDC na say akoye 137 na say akoye chempe emu apai na akoka formina baby a obey na adwen say obeto na aba akọ ne ho ene ebenya majority free ana say yenya free nti isi ade formina MP independent parliamentary candidates wire hot cake pa because ni decision obetake no ebetumi e will be a decider for Ghana. Let me put it that way, because and they decided who wins the majority, who take the Speaker of Parliament. And
from another after say Doma East, Bono East, Senate or seat and Senate Western, say no a call in favor of the National Democratic Party. Now yes, acquire 137.
National Democratic Party, I know a mistake.
And National Democratic Congress, yeah, NDC, your party, papa, and say a call in their favor, dear. Not Hana and Sana from na MP no, a be decider. But if it goes in favor of NPP, they are not fair no. From na MP.
No, it will still be because they are calling in favor of NPP.
About 138.
Okay, now
138 as against 136.
That's all decide. Okay, decide so about her crown.
137 as against 136. But you know, and they say I know, but BB actually, and I don't forget the NDC air contest. Some of the seats in a command people.
Because according to
they feel said they won 140.
They are still contesting. This some contesting. I say to me, a common mo they are not just say.
Because the some look good. Say no. Now people thought think NPP winning. And no contest here we are saying it went in their favor. You know, they have genuine consensus.
Now, page 4. I say Nana Opoku-Agyeman as vice presidential candidate didn't help NDC, says political analyst. But me, I'm a tear kunyum had the Ukraine papa na some no can many shada and yadrin. Utie na watch, but I say the political analyst and governance expert Frederick Ejakun Odro has said one of the reasons for the National Democratic Congress was one of the reasons why they were defeated in 2020 general elections was as a result of the party's decision to choose a lady as its vice presidential candidate. Papa, okay, we are not patriotism. Papa say, man, we are not bringing anything to the table, and as I said, because and you say also one can say to choose Nana as a person, was it to choose a lady? Now you say Obano choosing, but
we had other political parties. Their flag bearers were female.
They were females,
PPP,
but
so much you see.
There be no person say PPP. Say I Oshoma Oman Shada am performing. But ono say Oshani NDC because or person say Mami if central region, but the central region hold the crown NDC and renew and Sanka Mameno etumi erini e central region. But also cancer Nanado Efi Eastern region.
Eastern region MPP how many percent? And I say I wasn't coming 100%
because Nanafi Eastern region.
But we are 100%. But there are certain things that
the first place to choose a lady. To choose a lady, no. What is his issue with women said to choose a lady? Because this woman was chosen I think about 8 months or below 8 months to elections. But this woman was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
She was everywhere. Sabe former running mate of NDC. Sabe Nyakopon Efa ne Krensie we free mu oni mami utum said this woman was everywhere more than
but now they and put the work wachi do 2008 IMPP appointed Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the running mate for NPP. You compare the performance to that of
the in Mami Yasem. In fact, I don't asama mo kan many more nyadwen in any way. So Fuchirabosom's Gum emerges third force as pre-election survey predicted. As a way
Ayariga Dr. Hassan Ayariga or say so Fuchirabosom. Unya so na so edited unyina awe
na sakra edited
was so bia awe
ekra edited one way edited
so unya because 10 yem fan ko ba bia
ekra edited
or see yem fa third position ko ba bia
intini so wa edited awo hoda da gum oba ye nche yo the first time or they call elections now to akwa edited why are they
APC say ene otiane na bufu unya so na ka so edited unyina awe oye bia yo so edited so di
na asamba ko a ewo hanum say esuojaman for yesi fiti say ye sha ase ye to aba ewo man Ghana 1992 esuojaman pa say wote so ne be sa to aba be dinkunim like ebin sida and so no history has been made. Member of Parliament for the Esuojaman constituency and the former district chief executive of the area has retained his seat and they just ended elections. Mr. Ampem Nyako just say we jina na so history we are making history say ono pe na Esuojaman for omo de wako na wasan ba se ensan fa nko bi oni de wako na papa na dwuma ye na so ne manfo ani because 92 am do for coin 96 for coin 2000 for coin 2004 for coin 2008 2012 2016 eh so jama for na say na motie but ne omo ye no so ye e ma ohu sa wo ba no ma ye adwuma ye bepam na just papa oye adwuma pa mpim nyakopon enhira wa bo
adwuma so we nyame ye na dom no ko 4 years ni we are come to no for say ba yanko me wonko bi ho
I didn't hear.
I say in comedy you can't say you leave the stage when the applause is high.
Nti wan hwe ya na say manfo na
applause na ko wash no probably you don't need to be a member of parliament before you can help your constituency.
No your former DC. Ti me ya sure say oya DC no e wo NDC address no performance na so ne manfo ani. Enu nti no ba say ye nto abama na MP ne yeto ma no. E na ne osan ye na san so mo no ma san to abama no because e bin see da say hono o ma re-elect sitting MP. And our politicians asked to be responsible in their speeches. The West African Center for Counter and Extremism on Wednesday called on leaders of political parties to be measured in the way they speak. This is because the language of leaders easily shape the behavior of their followers. Mr. Mucharu Mumuni, the executive director of Waso, WACCE, told the Ghana News Agency in an interview in Accra. In fact, some papa ne kan no, me na ya adwen 100%. If you say penyi de ne obeka bia no, eno na omo di wachi etie. Enti no say wo kasa, enti na so bia say penyi dwareria na nsu asa, penyi kan asema yenyina se ne etie bia no ye befa ne sa. Eno enti no penyi de wo kasa na wakasa yie se ne be ya, o ma wachi taifo no efa, e be ya ade papa e de amom enti no ye da na se ode eno atodwa. Nana
abana dem de to Genti Ghanaian Times ko akrata na no pay no mo so den sem ne kakra na aba o have front page a collection of domestic election observers I trinity from Kodeo o ma sem mo kan say presidential election results credible and o mo say o mo compare o mo figures o mo nyaaye no mo hwehwe mu a no mo de compare the abato commission maame Jane Mensa e de beto dwan na ye say bibia de adanse say election results na buy na edimu credible nti we Kodeo for dia omonso e dia babeto dwa ukọ pick 3 of the Ghanaian Times kratai chere say sofu chabosom gum Ghana Union Movement omo partner polling agent omo fa omo no omo de beto dwa say sika papa ne she omo so de omo no onfa ma ho nti eto abani wie no omo nyina egbotwi ekọ na asore dem ho esese omo nsan ka omo sika ne kwa mpo no omo san sese ne oma kratai chere say sofu ba ko friend kum chacha de kum ha ono so ko ho say obeboa na sika ne nyina no waboa amaiden atuente no krata na eche mu se gum party agent na ekọ na asore ho ekọ sesei enuoma ho esan eka papa na ediomo page 3 ho no so na krata eche mu se IGP ede asama betudwa se electoral violence ba bia basa ye nyina esi ye no police fo no ebe ye nhwemu nti wa ebebu abo no emra eno bedi kama ntina IGP Penny anase Inspector General of Police Mr. Opon Buano Mr. Opon Buano wache mu se obia ne ho bon abato basabaso yemu no emran ene bedi sanso na krata ye che mu se ene ukopie mu ewo Ajaben Court ewo Accra ya na ododi constituency nipa mako be adua samienu 32 eno me ye basabaso ye ewo abato yemu ye do mu kogina asemni bia ene nti ebesere sane ye hu ododi de no nso no techiman and the other areas ni nyina no NDC for race concern police for they should investigate into it so na okọ page 4 of the Ghanaian Times EC correct total valid vote of presidential election results. I think on Wednesday emra ma me na edit to dwa say total valid vote cast na figure the to dwa no say 13,433,573 but krata say ma me na babontia be dia to mu say eyemfom so but correct figure na nkasa na 13,119,460. There is one thing I like about this woman as the Africans and I before yentanye yemfom so nto no,
but this way now she had no option than to G and phone so too. She had no option because I was I didn't know how you say new or there was the right thing because I didn't understand be more battle that when we say mistake
but before then beginning ko be try so be justify no be kata so
a ene be kra ne deputy no
one try dey na wa portion blame sa pepe o ye be shift go post ni sisi entina wa ya ade so agi ato no ababonten be clarify ne say valid vote cast na 13,119,460 and no any asama krata ne ya be tudwa ugo page 7 nso a in eastern region krata HM say ema and 9 no more mra shebedwom no omutime esan retain om seat ema 9 yi Madam Gifty Chum Ampo so na Madam Betty Crosby Mensa Madam Ohene wa Dukua Asiam Agency so na Abena Osai Asari omunyina ne timi retain om seat Ashanti region so no ema maku 9 and omonso no etimi asan aba mso omye num de about 9 picture ne bae Patricia Apiagin Francisca Otim Mensa ama poma boatin ena Mavis Nkansa buado munyina na emfoni wo ho krata ehse omo Asante mantemu a ometimi anso aba parliament oko page 10 of the Ghanaian Times Jogate retains a Sikado Ketan seat for 5th time. Jogate by next year me onko biu. Somebody can say you leave the stage when the applause is high. Now, so for the 5th time madam in the 20th year ni. For the 5th time
every 4 years
every 4 years yeah oje.
Is gracia dear.
There be mpacho nya fe na be calculate to be as gracia. Ntimesrew. Eno de me nko
Is gracia dear. Na nice gracia yo. Eno so mo sa pension aka.
Na ko mo pension pe aka ho. Say yes say.
Yeah, boy empa ni abura yeso.
Ojuma ni adwuma na opon ne ho e say de ye pe kakra sa.
Na say is gracia no so wo mapon ho ti ne de mo.
Eno no ye service no mo render for the 4 years.
Na pension ne ye ne.
Pension ye so nsa ban adwuma ni okope odi mfi aduasia na okop pension na. Nti nkomo kwampo de ndie. So what the share the asana said you asana kura na say okop pension na nko aje. Ene say no mo kan chance em for my in show mo.
Ene ani ye nya be kwa ye bi.
Em for my in show. Mami for back me no be come on page 11 of the Ghanaian Times. NDC rejects flawed presidential results. Supporters disperse quietly at the EC headquarters internal. Mr. Haruna Idrisu ni mfone ena edaho nti we ene accept krata na chere ewo eye krata na mo Gum emerges third force in presidential election survey predict internal sane krata no omo bo eye Gum abaso pa. Interior Minister retains Nandom seat for MPP internal. Minister Sinibi elusu omo seat na Interior Minister die wetimi a retain the seat ewo ho. After so no National Media Commission commends media for election coverage into and Nsembia Ghanaian Times at the bar and anopai.
Nana me enko ahoma no so na ye ne Ora Cornelius Opoku Ajima or private legal practitioner. Ye no enko twetwen komo so na NDC for omo eka so mpeso omo court ni ade ye hwe emremu no san na ne emamu etie hello. Hello, Leonard colleague.
Hey. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a pacho, baby.
Yes,
I don't know where pa me pacho na onso e. Okay, Papa, about to yechi nyanenti ese NDC for se niam bi ankoye ama omo hu se niam na ekoso na ankoye ntino omo pese omo de efa emra kwan so emremu no emramo mo kwan so betumi aye ne sa
yo wedding kind no mama chia motive for any Ghana my manyina and then I said you na ye no after election mo NDC for mo de betu gaze omo flag bearer and omo candidate or stand the election no beba enu maybe ye it mo be getting danger betuja for the outcome of the election. And then maybe another na mo bi omusun because enwa omo baba yes press release no the change na say enwa no o hwe enema o mampinga da Joma Amade tu Ghana when susupia okay omo court the mum do maka ne so mbesa any legitimate means and also point yeah so also mo fa no mo dia contest and also ma challenge results of the election no
okay
Gamba hano on man baby and also mpo ekuo bi mepekuo bi si na so mu ya odi bi mu a obia wo kwan on konya so court eco challenge at the ground it is a ekutia no into you NDC for more and some court contest the results of the election. No. On there. In the form from NDC was my reject results. No. You say election results are out. So the kind point blank Ghana also reject here somehow no in CP.
Okay.
Don't catch all the time in the only means I don't know so the actual rejection of the results in the sort of court. Just as it sees somewhere 2013 then candidates Akufo-Addo he declare results we are wanting to want to the court no. In terms no and this among no any in the Mahama or find be an also more akwenya no. Say mentimi ho ase a omo edit results no omo court omo challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
Na utie omo nkasa ye mu asa ne ne omo de gugu akwa mu. Mr. Bisa wo hwa omo wo case ana.
As a matter of fact, to say omo wo case and also omo ni case. At this point in plain will be quite prejudicial.
Okay.
As I say ye kujina
okay.
Then to the team, you might have the one saying this one with the NT say results now better Gano, Montpeneso, and as a Munjintum. For instance, and I mean to me and full press release now, Montpellier Mahama, you know. But they never can come in your 3 minutes. They are raising issues basically with coalition, no? The coalition, of course, so at Electoral Commission of you know, MC name do a while, much did say, and Chay. My Mra, ye de bo about your home, Ebra, and as ye the government about war. Here was I'm running more much quite a fast coalition, you know, any other day. For instance, ye be a coalition of results, Electoral Commission, no, or say Abra, no. In public, you can't in public and just say, what you put Mukra will be our hobby. Maybe shouldn't be in private.
Okay.
And I was Amanokubia, okay, no, also representative, our coalition, no, also. I was saying, yeah, mindful of the fact that the Cassie quality results are. Yeah, now and and I a kind ballot, idiom. The only instance where ya kind ballot, coalition, if say one of the parties is challenge. Maybe who be say kind ballot they are fine, but you're not answering ballot coalition center. Coalition center, the more you say results are who do a big moncheno, no matter how more. In the now, when this one so much move so more to your more share, Umuna support your medical court. I think in the coming days, no, we really get to know in Tia or more Case on Peso Moko court. No, whether they have the case or not, maybe you do court to when I caught Robert, there's so much more can study about woman. I say, Ibia Abenim.
Okay. You better was say an apay, sir, or the Sanchez, we a day Amaya and Nana pay. And Yakupo insure, Emra ever saying here will be never saying about him.
If I show you, let's make a city.
That's it. Cornelius Opoku Ajimai and I didn't go to train common or a private legal practitioner. And something none of the other join and will be able to me a court or you're not say baby a house to me a court into
a pocket lawyer.
My Memphis Chronicle and Twasso, I may come and embrace some can't send me a legal practitioner, I may a pocket and a ghetto lawyer. Some pocket lawyers, you don't need to go to the law school and sign with a pocket lawyer. It's in Bessia and Brano. But in school, my employment law, my law, study law, intermediate. Say if anything about employment, yeah. I feel
issue be about anything relating to employment when it comes to the law.
Chronicle and Twash. What's happening to you? My Chronicle and Twash, I say rejected ballot party. And I was a party in me.
I call at home.
Rejected ballot party beats Goom and others.
Okay.
Rejected ballot party.
Ashanti Regina constituency back rejected ballot in continue base 2000. 2000.
Rejected ballot I buy a few minutes and I am in one pack. I say I was
so home who say
that is it. And I am in one pack presidential Quenya rejected ballot more than 1,000. And when I am in one in the Kakan in album, I just say, oh my child, Mama can't say, I was here next election, but flag bearer. for rejected ballots, but
yeah. Oh, go bet me the third.
Yes, I bet me already.
So no, there is in Niskabia. And also bet your file.
There you know your filing fee.
Bankobenya vote.
Obenya
vote. But to me so ba ekobase isi dim rabase the obenya rejected no obegina mu ama no obenya do no be vice president and as a man special position and ke bin say you
na say bi so be shada atwa
be shada woni say kan Ghana for asem bi but abana afutu ba kwa me de koma Ghana for yes say so ban woni say de bia na ye bo amanyofo ne so bo nanso no yen timamufo no adwonbone ahye yema
na rejected ballot you ahwa ba ku so mo de to hey nipa no otumo obia oye free and fair
oh yeah
otumo obia o hwe nim ha obia de edu be bi kwa na ase ne ballot no na enkene ya so make sure so obia nya na assembly ewa ha in fact uncalled for page 2 of the Chronicle. You see NPP youth vandalizes DCE's office. Staff of the Secretary East District Assembly of the Ashanti region took to their heels yesterday when a youth group whose members were purported to be supporters of the governing New Patriotic Party invaded the assembly and attacked the office of the district executive, Madam Mary Boatema Mafu. Now, and ye wom send Saturday se mama no call lunch. It's mama need to no mo call sen komo kobo mama no. Almost say almost tie mu as a member of parliament na owo ho no. Almost to ye no asenya de but ono na se mama ne hye dane ne nye fine. Intinama development enko ye.
So no nye fine there they can channel their grievance through their national their.
So you don't go there na just say omo do one mama ni ho no just bibi ese omo sabe so bia no ma se no. Bibi omo sabe so bia police for ko do na mama office dey just say bubruja no ma just nka onko to mama ne wo wa
ma say na wie no azo me say yi na free so a office na o say in this guy dey be mpuntunwuma wo honsa no dey be office no
in fact na eto da bia awo because mami mukobu mami ya ono nko ano de mo bu ni wi ana ayeden mukobu ni wi ana ayeden but nyankopon edi ne ho afo fidie esa na oni osa na na ka no mo asese ne mani nyina mo so pe development o kakra na wo ho no say computer baako e na ya telephone baako kra na mo asese no say sika no ai de kwakoto no e bia nke de betumi e de aye bridge bi e de atokwan bi so mo na mo tumi anante afa so na ayeden na page 3 he ya nso no say in fact DC district chief executive leads assault on police. One policeman sustained okay wo de asem we me ba no be kan ho asem yenko ahoma no so asante mamu ni ane edupoku enko atwetwe enkomo na yenhwe niema ekoso ewo asante mamu na DC part to media ni me ekobo police ni dia na yensem bebre hello adu
hello abna
yeah edupoku ete say
Ejana daroma na monso
yesu adom ne mo pa bo nti ye ho ye pa be me na watwe kwansi de wabo adwuma nya me nhira
oh Ejana daroma en fast dan mo kasiye
na abe ye wie abobo no ku ada na fie ye ho se bantama de omo ye omhu bi pa ene sai na santimamu tie
abna yema ye kasi tv fo nyina akwaba enfamra ye osiekum kumase na ubepie kumase a abna after say a Jen Mensa or the electoral commissioner, the returning officer for the presidential election, Edward two just say Nana Danko Kufuado, and I claim the winner of a 2020 election. Na jubilees estate about Antimamuasia, Oko place via a flashy point for a MPP Amano Kumbi said the bitter swame, Bantama. Ene insia so ne honoma omugusu omutwi so a nura menam kiti ana timi se e manfo agi simfidie abro mo ton mo ne ma wagi simfidie o kwa wona che omu bona na do nim ya ne tete mahama enyum ye ba na ntia tete suputui ene nkofo de ji omania nti enura abra former president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the press conference, they will not accept the result. And on a fee, who has antinomina, need be moving come on, na ye be ma, ye nianoma that species, and you need be moving come on. Later, Oga, conformity, at antiphone, almost a month, almost Mahama, AEDD. Almost said, ye, issue ye, and South in a Yabe, 2012, almost the court, and come via Mahama from Fanco, even. high court and I say EBS na court. Nana do net so.
Omonti so dogo bi no abe.
Omonti so dogo bi no abe. Nana ohe Mahama nsama na oka na na yebi se bi mu say Mahama say o challenge figure no. That figure no kra no ohe calculations and percentages na even 100%. And I'm go for so NDC for the rather some sound on Mokaka. And you know, more funny serious. The man say, Nana Danko Kofado remains as an incumbent president and also a president elect for 2020 to 2024. And you guys here, the enjoyment of course indeed it tells you the MPP funded they are not shaped about the press conference of NDC Amanukono. They remain standstill with their position. Nana Danko Kofado is the president-elect and the incumbent president for Ghana and the Fourth Republic of Ghana here.
Okay, now NDC for swear ebi ananka mami je ready to just nanado ewin ebi ha omo sisi anenra omo panyi beka said they are not accepting the results and they are going to contend it no omo so no sign na mumu the city.
Over here, baby, to say, Oba Asante Region Hasia. Asante Region, dear, when we say a year, as soon as some quantity, baby, I'm a fan of Asante Region, a year more majority of a NDC Amanukono. It's about an no, not as a Yanam Aswasene of Furukrum area morning, Araga dance or now over 4 no more. Now, NDC fund there. They are not bothered. They said they are waiting for their presidential candidates and also the former president of the Republic of Ghana, NDC Amanukono. If they want to take a legal step to challenge the results now, they are okay with that. It is the more parents, some more challenge, not the name of Mikuyi, Edema NDC Amanukono. They will be very happy. But some dear, Adiamo Mania almost jubilating. And they say the incumbent parliamentary member.
Okay.
For Aswance, Honorable Muntaka Mumbarak Alaji. Which means retaining seat, that is the most important thing for a year or more.
Okay.
The Omo Wempen for a challenge figure legally. Not that things go on well for them. They will be very happy. Their jubilation will be in an extra curriculum and it will be like an ex-gracia for a year Aswance, Empatemune, a year Omo MBCT. Obadia. They too are not bothered. NDC for no, or sit down for more and to meet the Omo party maker or Mudiet. But what they are happy is that their parliamentary candidates are able to retain the seats for NDC Amanukono.
Okay. Edupoku, that's it. Edubesia.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Nyakupon Inshrao. Edupoku and on your bon como etra kumasi infoni kakra ede achre no. One thing about this election is that as obi ani age obi ani age say yendi
at the end of the day Ghana na edin kunimu
obi ani age enti no if for nothing at all we can say
when you say Juma from 106 seats no matter when 137 and I say you find say 136 for now omayade
Ashanti region say sananka 3 but omotumi anya ba kwa account to get a seat in Ashanti region for NDC and nothing na masema me be kwaso ansa na call iba ya me se menti ase na natio you say one policeman sustained severe injuries when the district chief executive DC for Ejumako in the central region and the new patriotic party constituency chairman DC any party chairman nipa mienu led an onslaught on the Ochiso police station and forcibly freed a suspected person in custody. DC any party chairman and omubo modern bobu ankofo no say omachi obi atuma omo no the omontiase
so my buying also yes somebody can catch you say if you set a bad precedent it lead to bad precedent
tables can turn
but turn into chaos where my reference to DC during registration time ya wo ha e between to ya antehwe entenenka say oye DC say party chairman ade we we wo no IGP should take the matter on so ya jelu obi pa say fa say bia MPP aban na Waso na say MPP e dia wo ho semo dey na koto mu a e be ye listen
Sergeant Frank Mensa chese omo police station ho omo ye omo adwuma ene no ane say omo hu yan say DC ni party chairman ni nkrofo nti chese omo betumi adwane no omo dwane ba sergeant dey wantumi anwa na ohwemfo ni e da hanom say ene say ne sergeant ya hye no POP te satare chese ye bubu na chi ne den Ade. Na nipa no oye ne ya, oye ne ya ko ni mo rento. Oye ne ya ka police for be che. Na even say police for kura che na say mususu se ne oye ye no wanya bone e na police for che. There is a legal way, there is a right way to go about it. Na say whole DC district chief executive na krom ho fo nyina wodi omanim. District ho nyina nipa ho nyina na odi omanim. So we na gina ho na party chairman, the ruling NPP party chairman of a constituency won so kan wonam koye we de aden. In fact, enkoye.
There is one trend be started Ghana. Started actually. Say no only be brain kasa they keep on saying say emranti aban emuade. So what I say answer no. As they say near master can no if you want to come when a penny by so sorry. In politics okwanya o must start faso no emwa especially in penifo our politics no politics of insult. Don't forget they say nkwala na eba no be nyaya they go into politics. Hwe akwala ya adeso oka onya scholarship was supposed to study the economics. Person to say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Entene say akwala bi say no so the first na na social media anyhow na TV no na radio ni ho. Entene na akwala we dey 10 years onimu ano onimnanado watene den former president Mahama watene den. There are certain ministers that omnimu omo na de nkwala ni sua wo school mo no omo say our heritage our culture omo sua sa na mani nyina. Entene say politics of insult na say a whole DCE. You need to live an exemplary life. Party chairman. Who you we say ya? O chene be no nkokora bere mu no. Sakwala bi enso no ebe vandalize wo niam na so obi sori tiawa. O be ka say hwan na aye. E hwan na be ka say nkwala na aba no. Omumu ade. But we tend to forget the shadows of the past.
No, enkwara nso ho. They learn what you do, not what you say.
Picture memory.
Nia wo ye no hwe no waye bi nya wo be ka kire no so be ka kire no so bibia ni a ya menko ya fa aso wo de be ka no ono de onfa ba nia wo be ye no na say hold this you to me say police ni ono ye na dwumo enya say bia obi otinche bi no wache obi ahye dem na police ni a ya hye da wako training a omo to omo ye omo adwuma na obi aye ne enye na se yakwa kire na eno nti ye chi police fo no nya say omo hia ba ko po so omo hye da se mu ko police station.
So police station ni krum honso apui. Police station aba honso. They are there to ensure say the right thing should be done over there.
Nana EC settles parliamentary seat dispute how omo the way abeto na oba omo breaking it down yekopie mu e Western regional NPP enya 9 seats NDC enya 8 constituencies e ho ni nyina 17 Central region NPP enya 10 NDC enya 13 ni nyina aka boma 23 Greater Accra region NPP enya 14 NDC enya 20 Oka ni nyina boma 34 Volta region NDC enya 1 NPP enya 1 NDC enya 17 Oka ni nyina boma 18 Oti region NPP enya hwe wo ho NDC enya 8 Oka ni nyina boma still na 8 Eastern region NPP enya 25 NDC enya 8 enti Oka ni nyina boma 33 seats Ashanti region NPP enya 42 NDC enya 4 independent candidate enso baako Okaboma 47 seats and ewo Ashanti region Western North NPP enya 3 NDC enya 6 Okani nyina boma 9 Ahafo NPP enya 4 NDC enya 2 Okani nyina boma 6 Bono region eho de NDC ni MPP nyina omudi chempe obia enya ensia to kan nyina boma dumienu Bono East NPP enya miensa NDC enya enson o kan nyina boma na ba ko nso wo ho a sene West de no sisi outstanding a omo kan ho asem entu kan nyina boma na chese du ba ko na ewo Bono East Savannah region NPP enya miensa NDC enya 9 oka ni nyina boma enson Northern region ehono nso no MPP ene NDC omudi chempe ewo ehono obia enya enkron na kase oka boma du nwotwe konwa du nwotwe na ewo Northern region Northeast region NPP enya 9 excuse me NDC enya mienu oka ni nyina boma ensia na ewo ho Upper East region NPP enya baako NDC enya edu 9 oka boma na chese yedunum na ewo ho no Upper West region NPP enya miensa ena NDC enya enwotwe wo kan nyina bo ma na chese eye du baako Ghana ha ye parliamentary seat na ye 275 empema ha mienu ene edioson enum na wo kan nyina bo ma ne e wo ha no say de NPP enya 100 empema ha mienu ene edioson enum NPP enya 137 which is oha ene aduasa oha ene aduasa enso ni nyina eye aha mienu ene aduoson enum 275 ena NDC enya MPP enya oha ene aduasa enso which is 137 ena NDC enya oha ene aduasa ensia oha ene aduasa ensia ni nyina eye 136 ena sisi abako eye outstanding independence enso eye bako enu nti no breakdown no sa ena etie na okopie mu ewo finfin nso a yase brode green ya ye de bo ampesie brode eye ewo niama bebre a ebo anipadua no for hypertension ni ade num nyina no omo kire se brode udi potassium ewo mu eboa enso ema wo digestive system no so eye adwuma yie pa ekun etia niama bebre magnesium mo ni ade fiber ni ade ewo mu na body so type of carbohydrate ewo body mu no ehun ehia pa enu nti no se wodi body baako a 181 calories ena ewo mu 47 grams of carbohydrate ena ewo mu 1.9 grams of protein ena ewo mu 0.5 grams of fat 3.4 gram fiber 27.7 milligrams vitamin C ena ewo body mu enti no sa wo yo bi a wo hypertension a wodi body a ebeboa wo pa sa ena
no mo ye ma ko bebuo be ye den body e kura mpo munya nka se bo nse ne boa ye den ma to manu asiso mo be kan na afi ye ko ne to body ba ko 5 cedi
body no so nya ne abro green one no ne mu eden no
mo be ya na body ne boa ye den ntimi nto okay say agric minister say aduane busu body grow 5 cedis 3 cedis okay e be kon ko sen kama to so me bia ka ho ntene
body yanyire ho ne yenwe body pa body apesie ne yanyire ho ye
yanyire boss say no ne fie kura mpa busu ye boss so say ne fie body bia
o so ka kanto kwa body no
body de
ti body de chese busu o se bia wo fa na ho body body de busu pa e wo kru na ene chronicle ade yakro Romans chapter 13 verse 2 o say therefore whoever resists the authorities resist what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment.
Quotation the chronicle from where you
DC DC leads assault on police COP and no castle. See therefore whoever resists the authorities resists the God resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. What to the
yeah bon paye senka say the Bible na kana nka abana take the matter on na DC any party chairman na party chairman odi animo emo di sa anyabra sem na nanka ya de oma kugu omoni omakotwira ban kuku kakra next time we be so yande
there should be some
the first say a part na power ntini etimi ya de pebia tini story de ope ana nyo bia de o hwe
obi asori na fa
ana nyo bia de ana ye nyina ya
omko MC office MC aban na appointed MC is akwa to abewie there is a possibility say the next government he might do some changes and since I say MC no hono ne parliamentary candidate na elect na wato abama no ne nhyɛ dan gree papa ntino mo hwa niam enkoso yi a munya botre you can write to the president because nana eba so there are some DCs on Crawford etro ba ya where you mafio eden Crawford for ba ye nko ne office ya sabe ya ban na woso ntino ye betumi aye ne ye pe obi na be kana asam ya ban aba ne de na chese ne ye pe bia ye betumi aye that is not the right
funny enough for hono dia ne masa ansem we se ne se emrante ne maba no sometimes you feel so oh yeah near campaign food soldiers yeah near chin and this a wuchin ya we campaign na aban ne ba power no see e pe obi de na kwotena position ho a ye hwe o qualification Entena in as much as say muna muchin ya mu food soldiers muna mu campaign ma party ne ba power no you should equip yourself.
What no obi a wan call grounds obi a wenchi because of how the person has equipped him or herself ni afap no ejaw enu nti no say bibia you want to me ya say ya ban mi adwuma no bia ya so benya bia ye since ya we na wo JSS no wa mbom wa nyere ohun anwie adwuma edu ko hia nso wo so wo nhia wo so wo nenam e na we kwa chobo na bedi na chi no sa aban ni bebi adwuma bisa ho o sit down analyze things for yourself aban bebi adwuma wo sha wanya bi na se ye bo modern craft fa wo ye fu soje hu se wa bre ni afa position be ba na hwe de be ma na ayi we kan ye no kwabna friend Paul kan ye no wasi ya dobe jina gate ano dobe jina gate ano ba o nkrofo do na ochi am onabo
say o dey say driving cry you be for driver cramp na you should be able to read and write
yes
at least say with me a hold a senior high certificate
yes na road science no want to me aka na obi hu say na ntwe ni across so o ya say choba bi wa no say we hu anapan
ntene say o dey uchi na o ya campaign no na say dru ho dey say pe obi e man position na dey wan ko fa wie mu no anche ni be no e san say wa kwepe no ntene ko sua de na intene no so nchire say mo amako school no ye campaign me munko bio
no so mo fa ho nyimu na munko campaign dey obi anfa ne hunjim but what we are trying to say ni say enka say we are party faithful am come from say food soldiers
food soldiers
o ka say we are food soldier tie dey food soldier be fa o be ye adwuma no na ye wie ni ase ye fa adwuma abra o be nya ba bi akọ brother ya fa wa hefa ne wo de ya fa wo sha ya kasa wankasa ma wo position
on choose position
wa kasa choose position ne he na wa hwa
wa position pa na de wo Ghana ha office be na betimi accommodate wo
wankasa wo sha wo ho a wo mu a de kasa kura woni bi wo mu apprentice wa anye wo mu a woni secondary wo mu a woni hwe sanu dwuma so kosua wo scott fo aba se kosua dwuma se car tracking wo si poe wo nsua nti wo kasa krakra na kra
so ya wote jemu we pega na de ho be den
enti no ya kasa ya fa adwuma wankasa wo de adwuma ne de ama choose your choice
choose the ope ne koye
wankasa wo nya bi
ya mo akonya no de choose the ope ya fa nkoto ho
minu aba pe bibi ma ho o politician nobody can help you if you don't help yourself ya ka ma isa beda ya so osoro eboa ne oboa ne ho wankasa wo mwa wo ho a obi amwa wo nobody wants to associate with failures if you don't know hwe se o de ma yen hwe se bia MP obi ahu a ona abo o de bo modern na lose you sit no ya for nya o de bia wote ho no wa shada anya bibia na bia want to me and live up to standard obedu obi hu ko chankra wanye so everyone wants to associate with success nesa wankasa waboa wo ho wa equipe wo ho di wo ho agina baabi now they also dey from here na betina ebe kakra no ona bo no odu ho be bom futura gu
mo so ya kan san so ona bo fo no me kan kire mo e mo ne mo trim nya mo de mo so ya tuma mo na mo ba at least munya dwuma bi at least enye obi an betimi akọ school no nti wo dey so we bia dwuma kakra a ensa no dwuma mranten maba won be sua bia last na me kan kire wo say mranten maba wo ye kogu electoral commission office o mo ye didi no o mo dwuma ya o mekogu ho obi an kogu ho nti se ya to aba ne mamu a se mo de ato mu nuanom ya to ati o mo na mo tisi no mo de be sua ade nti ya ka say bi no mo ekwepre mo mu nsua ade no o mo nko school no eye nanso no enye obi an betimi akọ school mu mi adwuma
na enye school nko a ensa adwuma wo eti ye wo ho adepam wo ho fiti de school kura enye obi an
o da ba in short ye kan say wo ba fansa wo parliamentarian anase wo a wo ye pani wo ho no aya ma odibie no at least so wetimi aye say ma bie fashion school bia ma wane mesua say ne pamade ye say ye mechanics fitting shop emrante ne mesua mo mesua adwuma at the end of the year na say 4 years in beso no yenim sanya na asuma sia na obenten time ene etimi nya ansa no djuma but say come say mo dey ato ama mo na mo nam na mo peja matia
mo ambie shop ne kra na ekrom ho bi pumade ho dada ekrom ho fitting shop ho dada ekrom ho ye tire ho dada
what so yi machine e dey am brand ten maba wa no nko su adwuma
the funny thing is say ye nya vote ni wi ana yakoda but forgetting say 4 years wo da sore ya na so e be san aba
e say ntwema 4 years ne mansan nyame ya adom free 2021 na eko sani omo ayetu omo no ebe da chen na esi afiwe no wo a wo da bia no aban adwuma ku a wo da ubenya ne parliamentarian DCE MCE
rejected ballot in sport ballot in ade bebrebe nyina wo nkrofo yi
menkro se me kwa ma asam se
menka mesra
wona yen kama asam ya kan na mubu afu mo kwa na mo kokko ya kan na mubu afu munnika mon kan so me yente me yamoa mo anya munnika na aseska ni ho no na maka ni aka bia kira ban ne say aban ye NCC e komba ye nyina ye nkrofo asai pipes no mabo ye ka wo nkrofo antimi anto abapani nyina ye mo awu esan say education na ama
because
education ama obi ho a we the first time I will vote when the first time obi so wa vote ananso na afi wense no wa hu say no beto aba no NCC, what is your duty?
Some few days to election, I mean, who video.
What do you say? National Commission for Civic Education.
But the first, I can't any more advance. No more than a chrome, no more church.
I'm say, I'm a car, and a farm area. So much you more maybe I'm we are Juma Mecca, Manya Mecca. Now, Juma Kona Kana Motiwana more than. They say the Ono. Ghana ni nyina pagana ni you na bia nkrofo kasi Ghana ni ye yan ye wogidi esi Ghana ne be ye
manpanyin say we should be citizens
Ghana ni wogidi esi be ye ye be ma Ghana na ye
yan tenase
ye be ma na ye institution bia ye government institution more than ye be nyane mo sabo mo dase den ye be hwe nso guso mo nyane ye mo obi ameda afi we you ya to aba ma mo ya to abo ama mo ese mo mesom yen ya ma mesom mo be som yen no sabo ye de nya ye be ka we dey yenso a be mo ma say yenso any asoma mo am ko di ani mo yo ana afi de my power drunk mu free so a mo pese mo be free so yen kama asem ana my ahomaso ene mo na ne ato atia mo no
daily guide
ma me nka me nkire o mo ma me nka be nkire o mo abana ma me fa daily guide kura mpo nwie na mo ho ya bufu kura dodo daily guide e kire say new faces in parliament ntina ye pam obi din so no fofraba ebenum kwa e ba hyemu nti mo so amaba na mo nim da ha mo sere kama no next 4 years wa mo ho modin e be 20 yawo ebenum ba one time pe omo ye kon away
so jaman for na ma check more off odonya ba na you free until we am watch my on there or you very very good or very come
mo so amache no so na say na esla osu mitufo next 4 years enko jogate next 4 years enko ebenum ho am say you leave the stage adwasa for next 4 years enko you obenum ho a omo di job ho next 4 years omo ko anim wase na beto omo you leave the stage when the applause is high me yem boy ensam sa pa na we dey free oboko
free mo bibia na refer to
Shelley ayikobotwe enyo bia ne pamo no anke call premise na bi obi abetu no nanim wase ya ono wan gina nchen eye masombi me be somye ma me som ye obi nso meto aso adwuma na enyo ba akofo dia ya na minim ade ko wo mo akrampa yetum ntia na mo peso mo be kono abena ma me fa delegate nwie you see new faces in parliament now sure omo first time ba parliament and a delegate they don't mfoni aba the only kind Steven Amua NPP on share some your friend sticker e didn't adodo na dinim na sticker sanso na NPP or kan kwesa da ko Newman obefa abrante ba ko adwuma wo dwuma mu hansa mu ntina e be kakra the next year no so we hu no Michael na da ko Newman am an appointment so we hu no ha bi ma na hu no ha bi so no ba mi gwanwa
so de yawo
me hu no ha ne hu ba
o ka do so be an appointment
no ma na adwuma
na boy adwuma no ye na ni nyehu na ni na adwuma o ye hu
na ni jiba ko no chen de oye wa ha no until da ko ama na adwuma sa na me hu no
sa na o ka kire sa na me hu ene ne hu ne right
me hu ne right on de bia no aka ene to aba ni wi ada ko Newman me ka kire wo ma brante na adwuma isan so wa bere wo ho na wo so de ya mu adwuma ene wo nso de no atu hofo Dr. Dixon Adoma Kukisi NPP anya so to ono ene be see Shelley ayokobotwe anamo sanso da Elizabeth Ofosu ajare NDC Techiman North papa we maami we say ni kunu former management member Emma Accra Heart to football boko no sanso na Dr. Prince Hamid ama NPP on ginamo kwasimentemo Rita Odole Sowa NDC la dadi kotopon formerly on MC anu wala dadi kotopon honsa no ena hofo hu ne say the Juma Swedi, then your Brahma Sibijumo, Nebeshra, Besha Emra, Emayim, Shelley Battles, NPP, Ablikumanot, Samson of Francis, Asenso Boache, Bantama, Bantama Kwesi Boache, Bantama Kwesi Boache. I want to know vote, I just say, Unya and Ochina, no be parliamentary candidate, no Munya vote, presidential, Asenso Boache, Chief of Staff, I vote to Nyanet Dawson. Sa Ensona, Mame, Fefe, Sono, George Anda ebeji city fee ni nua ba nsem no e no se hwe we dey emfa be mama Gisela
me ame samba me be kwa ma me nua
Gisela Tete Agbuti NDC awotu Senya West Samson and Dr. Kingsley Nyako NPP ono e wokwada so Ophelia Mensa Hayford Infanteman MP na nipa bonfo bi je ne nkwafe ni sam na yire na obehye ne nam no Infanteman for say toaso some am no police ni nti say ade wawro atare tuntum no agu nchen ba still na no go so she tuntum esan say ne kunu wuye na afema intina from tuntum to tuntum but tuntum ba kon de nanka odijina kwa ho pagya ne nsa stop cars but say ade ode be ko emra hye bidwam afi de otwa to no alasa Kobina Gansa NDC asikuma odoben brakwantina we no mu mrante ne mabawa afiwe nsen na ebehu mo ewo Ghana the 7th parliament. NDC sucks over election defeat intina yedi kan ka ho asem bebre na ese NDC amanyoko no omu twa jajo ewo nsem bia anhyeda ankoyi ewo afiwe abatuo no mu gum agent attack Trabosom church over stipends and answers can be a yentua emomo. Let's help all Akufu Addo to transform Ghana. Samini on your tennis Samini and what you say really a message after election no campaign. After election no campaign. They are Canadian and kind of homo near Mua Nana Danko Akufu Addo. It's sorry about Kofo Entime Ensa Enkata Unyankopon and story about Consul Honey government consider investor. Government to consider, and as I will make economy more stable. Economy dealing. One a kind. Economy dealing. One a kind. President and not done for economy more stable. And also, when I stable. Economy stable. It be a fair. Because I'll make the economy stable. They are also more stable. They are many economy is stable, sir. They stable. They more stable. And tennis more the crump about him. I mean, trouble. Obi bro for stable. But I made the pay trap more stable. No to know. Or the Okoto de Liga there. Or the trap more stable. No more. I'll make the economy stable. My rephrasing is statement. Now, economy is free for neighbor. Oh dear. Sir, I did. Only one funny thing. The Ghana for in Pabone for Pan. Baby, especially more NBSS alone, Mujibi. Hey! We in Pabone for Ghana for you. Masro, as a Ghana for you. Ghana for who you who must strong, Papa. Hey! Boy. Until the son is a young two man. She is the two man and another Bejilo. As a young and your plan is a banks a good brain and Timon Foka Hobby. Brejilo no Muntia. Must a buyer. And we are pennies. You met 20 years de buyer. Send a bayer, I just can't be there. Not NBS, Papa is confident by Tim Watchremo. And Drama will be sent a crack. I fit Untrio. A few chances and I best at you, I must say, you met 20 years. Send a bayer any intimate scanner. Mubetia. Scan Mubetia. So, a Bassamuntia, some chama say, me position may pay special prosecutor, all the office of farming coho. Can you make Yamagana for no? Or Muncham Kakura Puna, or Moment de Ghana can imagine says for the love of the country, for the love of the game, for the love of the game, for the love of the game. Daily graphic. My daily graphic, and you. That's the president appoint transition team. Medical Akan that are 111 MPs out of next Parliament, 111 MPs. Who's that? 50 Edikai Echo that.
Yes.
Yes.
Prime Minister.
Now 50 that. And you're 2 berry and so. That's how I boy Bumugala went. Okay, I'm only 60 because now 10. I'm one about out of me, someone could be and 15 and Lucy primaries. And to Lucy, the Nipper was 275, no more 111. Bye bye. In the next parliament. Election violence under investigation task force and air can. Yes, in the MSCC, Yabubo, Mutu, Ebimo, Afemo, Ashre, Omo, and Kwanyaku, form of crime, seeing in a police force, very training in a mono, Bia, Ninsa wom, Obia, who boom, Obio Cochemu, Obio, who in your tea, Ebiano. Yeah, also a delewetino drastically. EC declares precise. EC declaration, okay, precise. Code you for now. Come so. As I'm not EC to join. Just ask one word. You are not team pepe me quatin. Bibia dana kwemu pepe. Now kopiemu our center spread. I say brothers to sit either side of the aisle. And anana Edikan Ekano. John Abdullah Jinapo and Samuel Abu Jinapo and Yanumienu and so no copium of my Shebejamudia, Bakuti Nifa, Nabakuti Benkum, and also in Chaswamoya Tamfo, and no just as your monia, my Bakuna Papa Bako, by an Somonia Yanubium, still Omoya Yanum, and Untino, Omokotanasi Pepe, Koyano, Jumobia, and Yansa, Ababua, Ama, or my Ghana, Etumpom. Government businesses resumed, Quajo upon Chroma and air cow, say, I say, Ecotua Banas and Yamashada, but this year, full force, Abandumena. Juma Pepe. NDC rejects elections results, describes outcome as flawed, discredited. Okay,
I just say asama yedi kan aka ne bebre no NDC for say in fact asam na ebetu dwane there not omo engintum na mama read one or two messages our Facebook na fancy Techi Mensa say I'm watching you live from Achem Mansovia Oda keep it up yeda say Techi Mensa yechia Achem Dani Achem Mansofo nyina yechia obia Felicia da Silvera or say please, I don't think it's fair to say polling station again are not well. Okay, I'm saying agents.
She was referring to agents.
Are not well competent. Okay, I don't believe it's not only NPP members who are watching Kasi TV. So when speaking you mind your words. Okay. This shows that Simon, you are both NPP members.
Any party. And we are working for Ghana. You know,
NDC police agent they were not competent enough. Enough. And only any assumption. And no interested because also say I don't say normal patching and if you ask the polling stations no collation centers no. And no say ujina ho no when you muna ye dija de wa mo ni anya dia na ya fa wasente bia no nti na man na cancer no but say
am any party.
There be o.
Any NDC.
Rejected ballot party your flag bearer ti ha. Into no next 4 years and we
are working for Ghana. Ghana ye ni epe. And there is a one this one PP. Na se one ni ya beka. Aha. But abana very quick one. Unim say Dr. Adomako Kisi. Anya so tu mo. Abrante ba ko ha. So no na so ko twa ni for ni ye adwuma yi nto no so officially or the abeto anim say ono nso no manka mana mpa adwuma mana de ya
o meka so be your official photographer na
so obreye ono ne breye pantina adija wo nso ni muna ne nam so dija ne de ya next 4 years ani nso sa na we wia be ye
na national boy na okay ono so wo hwe ye pa o my good morning yakopon insha na national boy wo so yakopon insha wo se wo hwe aha na ye de nkomo we AC but ye nyampon odi ajakwa na yenya wo nyampon enti ye DC ya na nche se ye wie kura ye twa ye ho ye ba enkomo foforo etwa so a ye de ebro enu nti no menyi wa fidie
nti enkomo ne de me sorry aha na afi na mama ato so me kutu galamsey bi wo che ho nye galamsey de na atwa mu no we ye official galamsey enye de ehwi wo nye ba bi ya wo ho no nye ho na me
me ni ba bi akọ mo na ya mo hwi wo mo ba no mo beka
wo na mo hwe
enu nti no ye twa ye ho se my ye ba ye de ni aka nyina bebra mu
o ba bi si ohwi
One-stop shop for all your household needs? Then look no further than Diodune Home for your stylish curtains, bed sheets, towels, armrests, blenders, pressure cookers, anything home. Then Diodune is the best place for you. For your interior and exterior decors, Diodune got you covered. Locate us at Osu Farikomo behind Papaya Restaurant just beside Blue Gate. Contact us on 0244 589099 0243 236 138. Diodune Home. Only God gives.
Enjoy your weekend. Does your weekend seems boring? Well, you demand and I deliver. Weekly Retro is a news program designed to update you about what goes on in our world of local news, health, sports, entertainment, and international news stories, all at your fingertips. This and every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Kasi TV. Join me, Sally Nana Ikuya Abuadwa, as we dip deep into trending and factual stories only on Kasi TV. Make a date with me.
Obo ade no, ebo ade hina no. Obo oba, e de ne beta berima ho. Se de be ya oberima ebesipi.
We kan Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 9 1. Solomon say, wone omranti brem ayere mumamani enchi. Atias.
So aware mu ye.
Aware eye adepa. Siti aware